Good evening. I'm Dr. Emmett Brown. I'm standing on the parking lot at Twin Pines Mall. It's Saturday morning, October 26, 1985, 1:18 a.m. And this is temporal experiment number 1. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're starting a brand new series where we're going to be building the Back to the Future DeLorean model. This is a weekly installment kit. It's a subscription where you pay and every week you get a new piece. So this is issue number 1. Go ahead and actually unbox this for you guys here. I know a lot of other channels that are doing these are actually taking them directly. I know a lot of other channels are not actually taking them directly out of the box, and this is probably the most exciting part, is the physical opening of the box. After hiding some personal information that's on the inside, here we go. So this is actually including 2 issues. So this is actually part of the second issue here, and this one is the first issue. So you can see we've got the out of time plate, gives you a magnetic screwdriver, some screws, stickers, parts for the tail light and the rear bumper. So this is actually the issue number 1 kit, and as I mentioned, this is the issue number 2 kit. So right now, if you go to Eaglemoss.com and you sign up, it's $1.99 for the first issue, but it gives you issue number 1 and issue number 2. So you're getting 2 issues. So we got a nice little jump start here, because now we've actually got the front and also the remaining of the taillights to complete the back. So it doesn't look like much is going to go on with this piece right now, but at least we'll wrap up what goes on for back here. Also inside of the box we have, so we've got the full DeLorean diagram right here. Then we've also got the life-size photographs. So this, if I can get it open, is actually how big the car is going to be. That's going to be a pretty big model. There's the front view for how large it's going to be, and then we've also got the rear view. You can see the measurements right here, 23.2 centimeters and 14.3 centimeters high, and then I think the overall is like 52 centimeters. Yep, right here, 52.7 centimeters. Okay, so right here we have the booklet for issue number 1, and right here we have the booklet for issue number 2. Before I get to that, we're going to show you right here we have the Build the DeLorean introduction. So this one's going to actually introduce you to the model. Has working lights, detailed interior opening doors, and the replica engine. So the cool thing is the tail lights are actually going to turn on when you press the brake pedals. The dashboard actually lights up. All the little control buttons and knobs work. Everything works on this. Here we go for an inside more in-depth detail view. So you can see right here, all these knobs are actually going to be able to function. Here's where the lights kick on the dash. Inside of here you got the lights. Inside here you have lights. You actually have lights inside of the doors. You can see the lights here and here. Everything works, and along with, like I said, the brake lights. And the windows can actually be rolled up and down. It says using a small wheel on the underside of the door, so you actually can put the window up and down on this model, which is pretty freaking sweet. Then over here you can see that if you subscribe, you will get the base, the number plate, and the magazine binder. So this might be something separate than this, because your first issue for the subscription should contain this, and your second would contain this, and then I believe the final would contain this. So since I didn't get either of these in this box with the kit, I'm not too sure. I'm going to have to look into this a little bit. Place a regular order with your retailer, and then take out a subscription. And it's while stocks last. So hopefully it's not something that I missed out on. We're definitely going to have to find out more about that. And then later on during the build, I'm going to have to update you guys and let you know what happened. Alright, so setting issue number 2 aside for right now. We are going to build this in this video. Since this first kit of us both, we are going to do both, and this is going to be an extended episode. Right here we got the parts, and right here we've actually got the manual. So when you open this up, you can see everything listed on the side. We've got some cool stuff. Right here, have a cool little display of when the license plate came off of the car, and you have your step-by-step instructions on how everything is assembled. So every week when you get a new piece, you'll have one of these come with it. So you can see it will show you basically just what to do with what's in the kit, and then the rest of that is going to be, you know, just like a nice little magazine, something you can sit down and read, you know, some cool facts. Okay, so and even in the back it says the next issue. So this is actually telling you what the book is going to look like and what the next kit is going to be, which you can see is actually to a fact. So that's awesome. And here's your breakdown of all the parts. Now I have actually already watched a video on how to put this together, so I don't have to really look at this so much while I'm doing this. So here is the fun part. I'm going to open this up. It's like never a clean cut. And this is die cast. This whole model is going to be die cast and plastic. This is actually already heavy. Wow, that's cool. This is going to be a very heavy and large model. Okay, so taking a look, step 1 is actually going to be equipping the bumper to here. So we're going to line up those screw holes. Try to get this to click. There we go. Okay, so fell off. Come on, stay on there. There we go. Okay. So now we've got that on. And you can see that there is holes here where there's going to be screws going in. So we're going to set this down. Now we're going to take our magnetic screwdriver that they supply, and these screws that are labeled BP. So we have BP and AP in this kit. Right now we want the BPs, and these are very, very small. So my advice would be, if you have your container handy, just dump them in. This way they don't roll off and go anywhere. But make sure you don't mix these two screws up. Keep them separated. So we're going to take our little screw right here, and the first screw that we're going to put in is going to go into this furthest hole down here. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this down, see if we can just get that on there straight, and I'm going to go ahead and twist that on. Okay, try to get that as comfortable as possible there. This is like the nerve-wracking part, because I'm very like particular about things, especially since I work on, you know, actual cars and things like that, and I want this to be 100% correct. Now we're going to go into this one here. Being very careful that we don't over tighten or strip anything. That one's nice. This one, I'm not a fan of how that screw went in already, actually. I want to take another look at that one again before moving on to the next ones. Truthfully though, this one over here, I'm not a fan of how that screw went in. So after I get done installing these other screws, I'm going to go ahead and reevaluate that one. Just trying so hard not to mess this up. Okay, and again, over here to the furthest out. See if we can get that to go in straight. There we go. Alright, so this screw over here, not a fan of it. I want to try to correct this a little bit, make it go in a little bit more flush. It did hold, but I just didn't like the way it was sitting. And now we've got that fixed. Okay, cool. So just whatever you do, never over tighten these. Don't rush this. Take your time. If you're someone that enjoys building models, then you're not going to want to rush this anyway. But this thing is going to look totally awesome once it's actually finally completed. So for right now, we're going to take this, set this piece to the side, because our next portion, as you can see up here, is actually going to be installing the brake lights and tail lights onto the housing. Now, one thing I do want to advise is that this piece here is a clear piece, and it can be very easily, you know, mistaken inside of here and chucked. So one thing I definitely want to say when building this model, or any of the other ones that are available, do not just take your stuff, dump it, and throw away your container. Save everything, because you never know if there's going to be a sneaky little piece like this, and there will be lots of pieces that are going to be small with this kit. So just stay patient and hold all your things until you're done. So as looking up there, you can see that this piece is going to go here, this piece is going to go here. You just give a light press, very light press. They give like a very small click. Now this one here, I was watching other videos, I had already been alerted that right here is a very, very tiny where it says DMC. So we want to make sure that that's actually correctly placed. You can't see that on screen. So I'll try to include a photo here. But make sure that you have it where the DMC is facing up correctly. And then we've got this one here, which is going to go like this. Okay, so everything has snapped into place, and wow, that actually looks pretty cool. Now, granted, this is something that is probably a little bit overkill to some people. They might think like, oh, why do you have to, why couldn't this just be already assembled? Well, here's the thing: if this was already assembled, then what would the point be of doing any of this? So let's see if we can maneuver getting this in here. Oh no. Hoping that doesn't cause an issue. It looks like mine's a little bit choppy. Okay, so I just had to stick the screwdriver in there and bust out a little piece where when they did the cut, it didn't actually come out correctly. So maybe now I'll be able to actually stick this in that hole. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Alright. Thank God. Finally got that on. So that was a lot more of a pain than I expected or even wanted to be. But everything is in place. That tab got through. So that was the issue with mine. Hopefully that little issue doesn't discourage anyone. Okay, so our next step is, now that that's in, we're going to take a BP and we're going to be putting it in that center hole right there. So we're going to be going into this one. So got our BP. I'm going to stick my hand back here and hold this. You ain't going nowhere. Feel it popping out. There we go. So if yours takes any amount of effort like mine did, be very careful that it doesn't pop out. How it looks, so it's in place, very nice. Everything's flush to where it should be, which is very cool. So just completed installing that. Here it is. Next on the list is actually adding the stickers to the license plate. Now, I am not a sticker person. I hate things that involve stickers, especially with how tiny these are. Okay, so here's your, oh God, these are like microscopic. So this is California 86 on it, and this says August. So these have to try to go on to the license plate in their proper locations. Luckily they give you two, so that way if you mess it up, it's not terrible. I'm going to actually take the assistance of this flathead screwdriver that I had brought out. No, you stuck. Don't stick. Don't stick. I don't want you to stick there. Up. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Yeah, this one's already a bust. This is why they give you multiples. But you know, out of all this stuff, I think this is the one thing where I would wish this was actually already on, because this is like playing doctor here, and I'm not a fan of this. Alright, so carefully lay that. Okay, thank God. Alright, so we've got the one on right there, a little shiny, you can see that. I'm going to go over here for the August. Throw that away. So, I would honestly say if you have like a very small flathead screwdriver, it would be helpful in placing because then you can stick it right on the tip and then kind of guide it and line it up, put it to where it's got to go. So okay, good enough for me. Alright, so we've got both stickers on. We've got the August and the California 86 sticker on there. So license plate is done with the stickers. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the frame and put the license plate inside, and we're going to put 2 of the AP screws right in there. So here we have the license plate frame. You can see that the solid portion is down at the bottom. We're going to go ahead and stick the California at a time plate right in there, flip it around, and we're going to bust open our AP screws. So let's go ahead and dump these guys right here, so I have a little bit of a working space for them. Now again, just be very careful that you do not mix your AP and BP screws. Looks like the APs are the tinier screws. Don't do that. Okay. Here, we're going to set that screw in there for now just to hold it. And then we're going to go ahead and take this one and plant it in. So the biggest thing that I see being a headache for people with doing one of these kits is going to be just centering up the screws. You really don't want to force anything in. If it's going to be crooked, make sure it goes in straight, because if it doesn't go in straight, you're gonna ruin it, and you're gonna ruin this whole thing. And see, these ones, they don't want to go in straight. They're both kind of going that way. So at least you guys are getting to see some real view on this. After watching other YouTube channels work on these, I'm kind of glad that I've decided to do this, because if this is something that you guys choose to do, you know, I think it's nice being able to see, you know, the actual struggles that you're going to have. Why is this screw not even like working? This is ridiculous. Okay, that one's nice and tight. This one, just does not want to cooperate. I want it, for the sake of things, I'm just going to try using a different AP screw. I don't know why that's doing that. Just stop doing that. Okay, I'm just going to tighten it down a little bit more. So they went in on like an angle, but then they kind of like straightened out. Okay. Alright. That should be good enough. It's a little bit funky, but they're in. Okay, so now our next step is going to be attaching the license plate lights to the license plate bracket, which is a simple, goes on the back like so. And I'm assuming because of the material of this that this is actually going to light up as well. Now this is going to be AP screws as well, and this just sits here. So I'm going to go ahead and load up a screw on the screwdriver. Okay, so we've got our screw right here. I'm going to go ahead and insert it. Go ahead and get that one started. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and load up another screw. Okay. It's just like, these things are so tiny. Oh man. Really, I'm so paranoid doing this. At least on like a real car, like everything's bigger, and if you do like have to like break something, then at least you can go to like AutoZone. You know, I don't think I can go to AutoZone and ask for miniature DeLorean parts. Okay, so these are on tight. I'm just gonna make them a little bit snug without cracking anything. Okay, so I'm satisfied with that. So happy with that right now. Now that that's done, we're going to take a look at the final step, I believe it is, which is going to be adding on the bumper here. So you do have to make sure you line up. It says DeLorean right there. So you're going to want to make sure that's actually on top. This is the last page. So I'm going to go ahead, flip around, and let's see here. Enough. We're going to keep it this way. This is going to click right into place here. Alright, so this one is just going to be snappy. Snapped into place, so it looks like there's no screws that are going onto this, at least not right now anyway. So finishing issue 1, you're going to have your plate left over, which just this little tease, there's where it's going to be at, which is going to look really cool. But again, finishing issue 1, you're going to have this left over, and you're also going to have your bumper left over, because obviously you do not have the entire car. It's going to be 130 sets of these, so 130 issues, and you'll have a completed car. Now, there are a few BP and AP screws left over, so make sure you hold on to those. I don't know if those are going to be needed or if those are just extra, but for the sake of everything, keep them. So this is the completed issue 1. So now we are going to flip the screen and go ahead and start working on issue number 2. Okay guys, so thanks for staying with me. So here we have issue number 2. So we'll just jump right to the back. On the back you see that we've got the quarter panel, these, whatever those are, and the remaining pieces of the taillight assembly. So what we've got inside of here. Alright, so we've got trim pieces. Driver's side wing is quarter panel, but whatever. Screws, the APs, the BPs, and your lights in the frame. So here's how it's going to look once we start building. Okay, so everything that we're building on this kit is literally just within this one page. Okay, so we've got some more little reading here. Oh, this is a cool sketch. Yeah, and it says no time on it. That's pretty cool. I like that. So, if you're somebody who's actually a big Back to the Future fan, then I think, you know, even if you did this just for like these little books, I think would be amazing. Okay, so here we go. So the next issue is going to be just the wheel. So we're going to have the tire, the rim, and kind of like the disc brake looking piece. I'm sure this is just, you know, hold on. So the next issue is going to be just building the wheel. Okay, go ahead and go to the second page, or fourth page rather, and go ahead and get started. So up here at the top we have, from our previous segment, we have the completed bumper, the completed license plate, and our extra BP and AP screws. Now, from earlier, you guys remember the issue with the taillight actually going into the frame up here. Hopefully, we don't have that issue with this one. Oh, there's a trim stuck in there. But I'm not really too hopeful, because looking at this, I can still see where it's choppy inside of there. So I think for sakes of things, I'm just going to go ahead and run the flathead in here now and kind of open this up a little bit more, just so that way that goes in there. Like I said, I don't know why mine did this. I'm hoping it's something that's actually able to be seen on the screen, but you know, mine, it didn't get cut too well. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that down. Oh wow, some more nice heavy die cast. This is awesome. This is so cool. Alright, I would prefer to start here and finish that, but the instructions say to go here, so we're going to follow the instructions for you guys. So, 2C. So I'm going to assume this is 2C. There's only two pieces of trim. There's a small one and a long one. So, this one, let's see, is there an actual up or down? It looks like the slant goes inward. So we're going to go ahead and place this in here. Yep, that fits perfect just like that. And we're going to be placing 2 AP screws into this. And it fell out. So be warned, you're going to have a lot of falling out pieces when doing this. I think I'm going to go here and start using up the screws from the previous set first, just to kind of use up what we already have, keep the new still packaged. So, get back in there. Now stay in here this time. I'm so glad this is magnetic. It's like playing Operation doing this. Try to hold this where you guys can see the screw going. Going in nice and gentle. Okay. Alright, so we've got that screw in. Now that piece is actually going to stay in there. We can set it down. And we've got our next AP screw. Go ahead and work that in. Hold this up so I can see it. I'm just doing nice slow turns. I'm putting a lot of pressure, because you can see this pops in and out here, so I'm putting a lot of pressure on that to hold it firmly up against the die cast, since that is a thin piece of plastic. And then I'm just, I'm doing the pressure that's needed. And I'm just going to snug everything up a little bit. These screws will strip out very easily, by the way. I don't know how much faith I have in the screwdriver either. This isn't like a nice snap-on screwdriver, so I don't know how long that tip's going to last. So just be mindful that, things do feel like they're going to strip. So it's just something to keep in mind. So we're going to go to the next piece of trim, which is this little one, and then we're going to do the same thing where we're going to put in the AP screws. So this trim, the cut is going to go that direction as soon as I can fit it in there. Or, no, maybe I'm wrong. A little piece this way. No. Okay, so I'm a little bit lost here because the instructions show that there's a little hole and a big hole. But they have it kind of backwards on there. And this isn't fitting. On. There we go. Okay, it had to click. Okay, I was getting worried about that. So that piece had to click. All right, so we're going to take our AP screw and go ahead and put it in. Same thing, we're going to apply some pressure and just slowly work this in. Okay, got that in. So here we have the trim laid out. Looks pretty nice. So that's going to conclude this panel. So we're going to put that off here to the side. Okay, so now we're going to be taking this and doing the same that we did before, except we're going to go opposite. Okay, so we have that just like that. Please stay in. Ah, we did it again. Definitely a nightmare doing this. Yes, got it. Okay, so we've got that in. Holding that and not letting that go anywhere. We are going to take our BP screws. I'm going to lay you down. I'm going to open up and use the last two of the old set of the BP screws to put this in. Okay, holding that. Inserting the belt. No. Get in there. Alright. Let's go for this guy. Okay. Go ahead and get this in there. Got that one end. So that's at least gonna hold that. Okay, so now both sides have their BP screws in. Has a little bit of a rattle. This side doesn't, this side does. The new side that got put on. Yeah. Whatever, not a big deal. I'm sure after some time it'll work its way, so. It's only because of that issue that I had. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and install this piece here, and it's going to be 2 AP screws. So just set this guy in here like this. Just like that. You can see where everything lined up going inside. And these are going to go into these sections right there. So you can see here's where the screws are, which is these, and it's going to be into this first section here. So we're going to take off this remaining BP. We're going to grab our AP right here, and we're going to go straight in. Try to do this as straight as possible. It's going in rather nice. This is definitely awesome. Glad that's going in well. Okay. We're gonna take that's our BP right there. Hopefully, no, our AP is this one. Okay. You see this right there? I almost mixed them up. So the BP is a little bit thicker than the AP. So if you guys actually hold on to your parts, I didn't even have to open my BP or AP packets from the second kit. So it's definitely worth holding on to stuff. You'll have plenty of extra. Which, you know, for people that build things, you know, extra is better than not having enough. Alright guys, so for this issue we are officially out of time. We have the rear assembled, and we also have the quarter panel with the trim assembled, and we will see you guys next time for the next issue where we do the tire on the DeLorean. Now if you guys are interested in this, please give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so that way you're notified. These videos are going to be going up on Fridays, and to make the deal even sweeter, we also are doing the Ecto-1 Ghostbusters vehicle as well, which is by the same company. So every week you're going to flip-flop between the two. So in 2 weeks, we're going to be getting to doing the next portion, which again will be the tire. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you guys next time.
The apocalypse.